All right, let's just jump right in. You've seen it a million times. It's probably the most famous equation in all of science. But what if, for over a century, it's been hiding a secret in plain sight? Today, we're going deep into a fascinating framework from our source documents that might just flip your entire understanding of reality on its head.
E equals mc². I mean, it's on t-shirts, it's in movies, it's the bedrock of modern physics. It's so simple, so elegant, and we all kind of felt like we had it locked down. But this whole explainer, it's all about a radical reinterpretation of this very equation.
Now here's the twist. The framework we're looking at today doesn't try to prove Einstein wrong. Not at all. Instead, it puts a magnifying glass on that one little letter, C, and it asks a question that could change absolutely everything.
Okay, and this is the heart of it, so get ready. The theory proposes that c is not the speed of light. It's not even a velocity. Instead, c² represents a fundamental quantity of electric charge. This means mass isn't something that can just be turned into energy. It suggests that mass is a form of trapped electrostatic potential, a completely different way of looking at it.
So you can see, right? If c isn't about speed, then our entire picture of spacetime, it just crumbles. Think about it like a Jenga tower. If you pull out one of the most fundamental blocks from the very bottom, the whole structure has to be rebuilt. And that's exactly what this framework tries to do.
So, if you're going to rebuild reality, you need a new starting point, right? A new fundamental. Well, a new Lego brick, if you will. And this new cornerstone is what the source material calls the ST unit.
So let's see how this thing is supposed to work. Forget about a simple length or a tick of a clock. The ST unit is proposed as the fundamental pixel of our reality, a single dynamic chunk that actually fuses space and time together.
So what is it? Okay, try to imagine a hypervolume, sort of like a cube, but in 4 dimensions instead of just 3. Now picture that whole 4D shape pulsing in time. This unit of hypervolume over a unit of time is the ST unit. And this is a huge shift, you guys. Space-time is no longer a static stage for things to happen on. It's a dynamic, active substance constantly unfolding.
All right, so you've got your new building blocks. Now you need a new set of rules, right? A new instruction manual for the cosmos. And to make this whole thing work, the source material gives us 3 core interconnected axioms that define this new reality.
Rule 1. Everything is built from these ST units. Simple enough. Rule 2. Energy and charge are basically 2 sides of the same coin. They're fundamentally linked. And Rule 3, well, this is where things get really, really strange. It completely redefines what we even think matter is.
Yeah, you heard that right. You might want to read that again. In this framework, matter, the solid stuff, the chair you're on, the phone in your hand, it's not a thing. It's a process. That is a massive, massive departure from how we normally think about the physical world.
So the theory calls matter temporal impedance. What does that mean? Well, think about how electrical resistance slows down current in a wire. This temporal impedance is kind of like a resistance, a friction in the fabric of space-time itself. So a particle isn't a tiny marble. It's more like a stable vibration, a persistent echo that's humming in the universe, which we perceive as solid matter.
Okay, I know. This is a lot to wrap your head around. It's pretty out there. So to help us get a handle on it, the source material gives us some really powerful visual metaphors to help us actually picture what this new cosmos might look like.
First, I want you to imagine that space isn't just an empty void. Instead, it's more like an infinite grid, a fundamental tissue woven from these tiny, indivisible cubes of space. Each one is like a single pixel on the screen of reality itself.
So where does time fit in? Well, in this picture, time isn't a river we're flowing down. It acts more like a constant wave, a pulse that washes over that entire grid of cubes, activating the fabric of space and bringing the universe to life, moment by moment by moment.
And when you put those 2 ideas together, the cube tissue and the time wave, the universe becomes this dynamic, bubbling, cosmological foam. It's made of countless of these little ST cells, all constantly in flux. It's not a static, clockwork universe. It's a living, evolving structure.
So this is a pretty wild vision of the universe, I get it. And you have to be asking, what's the point? Why rethink everything so drastically? Well, here's the potential payoff. This framework claims it can offer a brand new solution to one of the biggest mysteries in all of science: dark energy.
But before we get there, just look at this comparison one more time. In general relativity, c is the speed of light, matter is mass, and spacetime is a passive stage. In the ST framework, c is all about charge, matter is a process, and spacetime is an active, creative fabric. I mean, it's a completely different language for describing the cosmos.
And this is the punchline. This is what it's all been leading to. In this model, dark energy isn't some mysterious, invisible force pushing everything apart. It's a creative process. It's the universe itself actively generating more of its own fabric.
Just let that sink in for a second. The expansion of the universe isn't galaxies flying apart in space. It's the constant creation of more space in between them. So dark energy might be the wrong name entirely. It's not energy at all. It's simply the measurable rate at which reality itself is being produced.
This whole idea can even be boiled down to a pretty simple relationship. The dark energy density, which is a hugely complicated thing in standard physics, is proposed here to be nothing more than the production rate of new spacetime. It's the number of new ST units being generated per fundamental unit. It's not some mysterious force. It's just the pace of cosmic creation. What we've just unpacked here is a radical, alternative view of the cosmos, all coming from these source documents. It challenges our most fundamental assumptions, and in return, it gives us a completely new lens to look at reality, leaving us with this one final, really profound question about the true nature of our universe.